We're a store that specializes in Detroit, Michigan, and USA-made products, mostly new, but we also have a smattering of vintage pieces from around the country. We've got all three Chrysler Special Edition vehicles in the back on display for people to see, and we've got them sitting right alongside some of Detroit's newer brands, Detroit Denim and Smith Shop and Detroit Bicycle Company, Detroit Manufacturing.
Every time we introduce new vehicles in the market, we want to test ourselves and see what they think of our vehicles, and that gives us a good sounding board whether we are doing the right thing to begin with.
Next to me we have the Chrysler 300 John VARVATOS. Very special vehicle for us. We actually work closely with John VARVATOS on this particular vehicle.
We came back and asked them, hey, we gave you a 300 to play around with it with our designers in the Detroit area. What can we come up with?
What I like about his brand is it's very fashionable, but it has this edge, right? This darkness to it, and that's totally down my alley.
I really like the black and how sleek it looks.
It's mysterious. It has a haunting thing about itself. So yeah, I love it. I like it. I like it a lot.
The vehicle is a little bit of a study in contrast, where you'd normally have chrome. Now we've got a satin finish. So we use the gloss black body as kind of the star, if you will. And then the grille surround now is a satin finish. The wheels are a satin finish. The mirror head is a satin finish. Same thing with the exhaust tips. So everything's kind of subtle, but you can see it, but it's a nice contrast to the glossy black paint.
It's subtle. Nothing's very flashy, but it's very sleek.
We came up with this pearl black leather. It has this nice sheen, you know, something that you usually try to get out, but we really played it up this time and made it really like a nice pearl effect, and gave it some real depth and a beautiful, you know, important look. And we combine it with a kind of stitching that you normally find in fashion industry. As a matter of fact, John himself with us really worked closely to give the seat a unique stitch.
It actually has box stitching, so it has a very unique set type of stitching that's done. And you know, typically that's done by hand, but this is done, you know, through a machine. So I was immediately drawn to that. It's a very kind of designer element.
It looks handmade. It looks, you know, like it doesn't look like a production car. It looks kind of like that cross between a production and concept car.
Feel of the leather, the steering wheel feels like butter and it's smooth. It fits your body just right once you are seated in those seats. It was great.
I really like the interior, the smoke, the different colored darkened wood stains on it.
Normally we would just say, okay, let's pick a wood and let's put it in there, maybe a dark one in this case. We quickly realized the kind of finish we were after doesn't exist in nature. We wanted to have, of course, a dark wood, but we wanted to also have some metallic tones. So we made the conscious decision to say, you know, let's not do real wood in this case, but let's do a man-created material that is inspired by wood grains, but then blends it with like fashion colors, fashion materials, and we put in this dark silver, almost titanium color, and did this really cool blend of nature and fashion and created this man-made material, and that's what you find in this vehicle.
I was kind of geeking out on the really small features like the carbonized wood inlays and I guess the timepieces, and that's the sort of like handmade detailing that if you really are attuned to those things, that you can really appreciate.
Definitely shows that imported from Detroit can compete with those higher luxury vehicles.